Saturday, everybody. My name is Angela Petrilli. I am here with my friends at Fishman for another episode. This one's going to be pre-recorded today, but don't worry, we're going to have a ton of fun. This one's geared towards my intermediates. We are going to learn I'll Be Around by the Spinners, written by Phil Hurt and Tom Bell. Great song, 3 chords, lots of cool octaves. I'm going to give you guys a couple options on playing these chords, but man, is this a really fun one, so I'm really looking forward to teaching it. Again, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. And if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear I'm using, including the Fluence Strat style pickups that I have in my Strat here, you can click the link in the video description below. It's good stuff. So, standard tuned electric guitar here today. And those of you who tuned in before, you know I like to ask questions. So let me know where you are tuning in from in your favorite song out of the 70s. So where are you tuning in from? Favorite song out of the 70s? I want to know. Put them in the chat. And get your guitars tuned up, and let's go ahead and do this. So here's I'll Be Around by the Spinners. And let's turn on my guitar, because that always helps. Here we go. That's the song. Those 3 chords, super fun one to play. So let's go ahead and get started here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the very top of the song. Now, I believe it's an overdub, but the octave part is actually 4 octaves. So it's going to sound like this, and I'm going to play it just a little bit slower. I'm going to do that again. So those 4, so let's go ahead and talk about it. What we're going to do here is when I'm playing octaves, I like to use my 1st finger and my 4th finger, and then my 2nd and 3rd I like to use as buffers with the other strings that we are not playing. So with that 1st octave here, it's going to be an octave of 2 F sharp notes. So we're going to get our 1st finger on the 4th fret of the D string, okay? And you're going to get your 4th finger here. For some of us, this might be a reach, but again, this is it's a good thing to incorporate in our playing. Really great thing to have, all right? And your 4th finger, we're going to place that on the 7th fret of the B string, B as in boy, and I'm going to move these middle fingers down so you can see that. So it's quite a bit of a stretch, and the notes should match, because if they do not, it's not going to sound so good. So we want those notes to match their octave. So we have an F sharp here at the 4th fret, and then an F sharp here at the 7th fret. All right? Now, what we want to do here, we're going to utilize our 2nd and 3rd fingers. I am not pressing. I am just lightly placing them on top of the other strings. Why am I doing this? Because I don't want to play those strings. When I strum, I only want to isolate the F sharps, okay? Now, by doing that little buffer move, we can strum this like a chord, and we're only playing the notes that we want, okay? And the big thing here is we do not want to press with the 2nd and 3rd finger, okay? We want to be nice and light with the strumming too. We don't want to be too hard, again, just like nice and feathery, okay? So that's that F sharp. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to bring this up a whole step, meaning we're going to be playing, okay, a series of G sharp notes. So that 1st finger is now on the 6th fret of the D string, and your pinky finger is on the 9th fret of the B string. And same thing, we're incorporating those buffers. Light strum with the strumming hand. Now, when we play them together, we're only going to strike it once, and we're going to slide. So that will sound like this. So make sure when you're strumming this, you give it enough gasoline to get to the G sharp, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. And again, I know this might be difficult for some of you, but good, well-intentioned practice makes for great playing. So really take your time here, all right? So here we go. And keeping that thumb in the middle of the neck. Notice how you can't see it, okay? Placing that thumb towards the middle of the neck is going to allow the hand to stretch a lot better, okay? So let's go ahead and do that again. F sharp to G sharp. And once more. So just like that. Now we're going to go to the next series of 2 octaves. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place my first finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Okay, so that there is a B note, and then my pinky finger, 7th fret of the high E string, which is another B. So those should sound the same. Okay, and again, incorporating the buffers with the 2nd and 3rd finger. Okay, let's go ahead, play those 3 now. And again. Keep that thumb at the back of the neck. Okay, so just like that. From there, say we're the 2nd guitar player. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move this all the way up to that D sharp. Okay, so first finger, again, that same shape. We're bringing that first finger up now to the 8th fret of that G string. And then our pinky finger, okay, is going to be on the 11th fret of the high E, D sharp. That's how they should sound. Incorporate the buffer. Strike to make sure, right, we're doing a good job with those buffer notes, okay, or those buffer fingers rather. So here we go, from the top. Let's go ahead and do those first 4, all right? Follow along, you can do it. And again, we're taking our time here. Maintaining this stretch, okay, is really important. So let's go ahead and do that again. And again. And notice how that D sharp gets its own strum. Let's pick up the speed. Really getting it nice and clean, utilizing those buffers. Okay, so just like that. So that's what we're looking for. Now, if you're playing as the 2nd guitar player, you would play all 4 of those. If you noticed at the top, what I did is I only played the first 3 and then went right in to that first chord. Say that 10 times fast. So here's how we're going to do that. So say you are the only guitar player in a band. We do it something like this. We go right into this triad. I'll do that again a little slower. So let me show you how to play that. So the first 3 octaves we've done already. Okay, no problem. You've got it. Continue practicing that stretch. What we're going to do here is we are going to utilize this really beautiful voicing of an E major 7. That is going to sound like this. Really pretty chord. Now, here's how we play it. You're going to get your 3rd finger, placing that on this G sharp, okay, on the 6th fret of the D string. You're now going to get your 1st finger, placing that across the 4th fret of the G string and the 4th fret of the B string. So if we're talking about the notes being utilized, we have a G sharp, we have a B, and we have a D sharp. And you might be like, wait a second, Angela, but you said an E major 7. I don't see an E in this triad. And in fact, you are correct. We are playing the 3, 5, and 7 of that chord. We're not playing the root. Kind of cool, okay? And we are only playing those 3 notes. Now, lucky for us, the next chord is going to be a G sharp minor. Here's the only thing you have to do. The shape is practically the same. The only thing we're going to do is we're going to bring that 1st finger down to play in the same way that we're playing this B and this D sharp. We're going to go ahead and squeeze, okay, and play that G sharp too on the 4th fret of the high E string. So that will sound like this. Beautiful minor chord, okay? So here's what we've got, just isolating the chords. E major 7, G sharp minor. Notice I didn't really move my hand, right? Just bring that G sharp into the mix, and we've got that G sharp minor, okay? just like that. Pretty cool stuff, right? So let's go ahead and do that again. Let's incorporate the first 3 octaves and then into those first 2 chords of the song. So here we go. We're going to play it slowly, okay? Maintain the stretch. Use those buffers. We want these octaves as clean as we can, all right? You can do this. Here we go. Nice and slowly. Chord, G sharp minor. Let's do that again. Don't forget, let that E major 7 ring. Listen to the original tune, you'll know what I mean. So here we go. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it a little faster. I think we're getting the hang of this. Let's do it again. Again. Okay, all about the groove on this song. All about the groove. It's great. Let's do it again. Pretty quick switch going from that octave into that E major 7. But again, well-intentioned practice makes for great playing. Now, let's go ahead and resolve this chord progression, shall we? What we're going to do here is we're going to play a D sharp minor over F sharp. Sounds like a lot, not too bad, okay? So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to get our first finger, we're going to place that on the F sharp, okay? Second fret of that, high E string. We're going to get our third finger, placing that on the other F sharp, okay? Fourth fret of the D string. Get that second finger, okay? Third fret of that G string, and then our fourth finger, fourth fret of the B string. That's how the chord should sound. Okay, just like that. So, nice and slowly here, let's play only the chords. Okay, so here we go. And from here, we go back to the G sharp minor, and then back to our E major 7. So I'll do it nice and slowly. Here we go again. I'll call out the chords, and then we'll do a couple passes without the commentary. So here we go. E major 7, G sharp minor, bring that first finger down, to our D sharp minor over F sharp, back to G sharp minor. Okay, so let's do that again without the commentary. Here we go. There we go. Beautiful jazzy chords. Let's continue. And notice we're not seeing the thumb come up. We want to really maintain a nice, well-stretched hand with these chords, and in particular with the octaves that we have in this song too. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this a little bit faster, just the chords, and then we'll incorporate the octaves. And again, if you're enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. The link is down here, and I want to take a moment to, I hit 100,000 subscribers last week, and thank you all so very much for tuning in and for coming out and learning with me. It's been really, really lovely. And I love how kind everyone has been to one another in the chats, and just has been so uplifting. I really love the community we've built here. So thank you all so, so much. It's pretty great. So let's go ahead and continue here. All right. With those chords, just the chords, we're going to play them a little bit faster. Here we go. So notice how that third finger there is really the one that's kind of steering the ship with all 3 of these chords. And like to think of like leading with that finger and going between chord to chord. For me, my brain, it kind of works. So if it works for you, great. So those are the chords there. Let's now include the octaves in between. I'm going to play it just a little bit faster. All right, here we go. And then after this, I'll give you some options on playing other versions of these chords here, because really that's the entire tune, and it's just, that's just awesome. So here we go, from the top with the octaves. 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 One more time. Octaves. So there it is. That's pretty much the whole song. Now, once we get to the end of the chorus, I did notice that you can really hear that E at the end. So whenever you call me, da da da, that I'll be around, and you hear this. You hear that E finally make itself known. Okay, so how we can do that from that position, you can play the E major 7 triad and then throw in that E there with your pinky. Quite a stretch, but again, very, very good for us here. You just place your pinky on the 7th fret of the A string, and that's the E note. And just let that ring. Sounds beautiful. So you can choose to do that, or we can delve into playing some of these chords as full-on bar chords. So you can also choose to do this, right? So we've got the E major 7. Beautiful. Or you could choose to do this. Another beautiful way of playing this chord. So let me show you how to play it. So first finger, it's going to be a bar chord across the A string through the high E string. Okay, we don't want our finger, okay, diagonal. We want it to be mimicking the fret. Okay, nice and straight. From there, you're going to go ahead and get your second finger now, placing that on the 9th fret of the D string. Okay, that would be a B note. B as in boy. You're going to get your second finger, okay, placing that here on the D sharp. Okay, so that's going to be on the 8th fret of the G string. Fourth finger goes down on the 9th fret of the B string, our G sharp. And if you want to get that extra high B in there, you can at the 7th fret of the high E string. You can. And let that ring. So this is one way you can play it. Say you're a secondary guitar player, okay? You're playing lead, you're playing another rhythm. Someone's doing this. And you can choose to play it here. Okay, adds a little texture. It's quite nice. So that is the E major 7. Now, let's go ahead and play the G sharp minor as a bar chord. Let's play it somewhere else, okay? So what we're going to do here is I'm choosing to play it all the way up here. Okay, so that's going to be at all the way at the 11th fret of that A string. That's where G sharp lives, okay? When we're in standard tuning. So we're going to get our third finger here, placing that, okay, 13th fret of the D string, fourth finger, 13th fret of the G string, and then our second finger on that B note, 12th fret of the B string. If you can get that high D sharp in there, great. If not, it's okay, it'll still sound cool. So with the E major 7, G sharp minor, and let's keep this shape. Let's maintain this shape when we play the D sharp minor. All we're going to do here, keep that shape, okay? We're just going to slide this back. We want our first finger rooted on the 6th fret of the A string. That's where D sharp lives, okay? Go ahead and strum that chord. Just like that. So here's what those 3 chords sound like. Really beautiful, different way than here. So here's the bar chord version of that. I'll do it slowly. Neat, isn't it? So let's go back and forth. Let's hear the difference between these chords. They're exactly the same, but what are we doing here? We're just doing different inversions of them, right? We're playing them in different spots along the neck. It's good to build this chordal syntax in our playing. So let's go ahead and do it the recorded way. Let's throw in the octaves too. Why not? We're here. Octaves. Octaves again. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and reach for that E major 7, okay? With the full E note there. Here we go. Okay, at the end of that chorus. Now, let's move on to the bar chords. I'll call them out. E major 7. G sharp minor. D sharp minor. Back to G sharp minor. E major 7. G sharp minor. D sharp minor. Back to G sharp minor. Okay, without the commentary, here we go. I'm going to play it a little bit faster. I think we got the hang of it. Here we go. Octaves. Right to our chord. Let's do that again. There's the bar chord versions of those chords. Again, that's not how they recorded it, at least from what I could tell. Really sounds like they were living in this area here as they were playing. Just such great groove. Really great song. Love the spinners. So that's how they recorded it. Again, I'm adding these different inversions of the bar chords in there too. Now, what we can do here is let's even go even higher up the neck and play these really great chords. So what we can do here is we're going to play an E major 7, okay? And we're going to play it like this. All the way up here. So here's how we're going to do it. All 4 fingers, we're going to use them. Now, first finger, placing that on D sharp, 11th fret of the high E, second finger on B, 12th fret of the B string. Okay, G sharp with our third finger, 13th fret of the G string. And then 14th fret of the D string, there's your E. So you can choose to play that. Isn't that cool? Now from there, if we want to play the G sharp minor, here's all we're going to do. Ready? Lift the pinky finger out of the way and play those 3 strings. Isn't that neat? There's your G sharp minor. It's right there. Notice how we just move that one finger and we got the G sharp minor. Pretty cool. All right? So let's go ahead and do that. Again, a nice stretch. Notice how you can't see my thumb, okay? The thumb tends to want to squeeze those fingers together. We want to really branch those out, okay? Having that thumb in the back of the neck, again, allows us to really stretch that hand, okay? So here we go. E major 7, G sharp minor. Okay, let's do that one more time. Now we're going to go to our D sharp minor. Here's how I'm choosing to play it. I'm going to get my first finger across the 11th fret of the G string and the B string, now placing my third finger on the 13th fret of the D string. You can still use that finger, that first finger, to cover the high E string as well if you want to ring that D sharp there, or not, up to you. Okay, so let's go ahead. Again, nice and slowly here. These are some interesting stretches we're doing. Let's take our time. I'll call out the chords. Here we go. E major 7, G sharp minor, D sharp minor, back to G sharp minor, to E major 7. Good stuff, right? Let's do that again without the commentary. neat. So that's another way. So I'm giving you 3 different ways to play these chords. So as a review, let's go ahead and go to the top. Let's include those octaves as well. Okay, so we'll do the recorded version. Here we go. And I'm playing it a little slower here. We'll pick up speed in a second. Here we go. Octaves. Octaves. And let's add that E in there too, okay? So now let's go ahead, only focusing on the chords, the E major 7, G sharp minor, and the D sharp minor as bar chords. Here we go. Octaves. Let's give it a little groove. That's something I like to do too. Adding a little bit of groove, what you could do is go right before the chord, a half step, and slide in. It's kind of a nice touch. So, sliding in. Let's incorporate some of those. Why not? Okay, let's have some fun. Here we go. Again, all about feeling the groove in the pocket with this one. So those are the bar chords. Now, let's go ahead, finishing up this amazing, awesome song with our beautiful little chords right up here. Let's go ahead and do that. Remember, E major 7, G sharp minor, and D sharp minor. Here we go. Here we go. So there you go. So again, just listen to the song, really hear the groove here. It's only 3 chords that we're playing, so that gives you a lot of space to be really tasteful in the notes you're playing and all of that good stuff. This was such a fun one to teach. It's been on my list for a while. And just because a song is 3 chords doesn't mean it lacks beautiful complexity. This is an example of that. This song is so beautiful and complex and just has such a great groove. It's so fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning this one. I had a blast teaching it. As always, you want to find out more about all the cool Fishman gear I use in these lessons. I have a link in the video description below. If you want to check me out, you can check me out on my website, AngelaPetrilliMusic.com. I'm on social media, Angela Petrilli Music. You can pretty much find me there. I'll be playing a bunch of shows in 2024, so be sure to check my website to hear about all of that good stuff. And if you want to check out my new EP, The Voices, it's everywhere you stream music, and I'm selling vinyl on my website too. So if you'd like a vinyl, we ship worldwide. And yeah, really proud of it. It's a lot of fun. It's been an absolutely great year. And again, thank you all for tuning in and for being so kind to one another. Just it's amazing what a gift music can be to all of us, and just really thankful for everyone who tunes in week after week. It's been such a blast. I've been really enjoying these a lot. And I want to thank all of you, of course, and I want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me run these week after week. It is such a blast. And as always, wishing you so much success in your musical journeys, be